Success is not just monetary influence or monetary power. It goes beyond that. Welcome to this special episode on Noble TV. Today we'll be looking at the word success, the price of success. With me to talk about this is a special guest in the house, Mr. Augustine Omido.
Yeah.
Mr. Augustine, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
So like I said, we're looking at the word success. I know success means different things to different persons.
Yeah.
We're looking at the price of success, but I will start with, in your own definition, what do you think is success?
Okay, I think success is relative. On a general note, it means accomplishing a given task or goal in life. It can be as a person, it can also be life achievements and all that. But, generally speaking, it means accomplishing task positively in a way that you can say, yes, thank God I have gone to this level.
It's okay. Thank you so much for that definition, because that's one of the definitions I saw in the dictionary, definition of success. But now let's bring it to this part of the country. When somebody says this man is successful, what do you think they mean?
Yeah.
Do you think there are yardstick we use in judging success?
Yes, in this environment, in this society, when we say somebody is successful, a lot of people think the person has a lot of money. That is mostly what people think success to be. But it's beyond that. Because in the first place, are you happy that you even have money? What are you happy? Can you even tell people how you got this money? What are the processes you took before you were able to arrive at where you are? So if you have money and you are not bold enough to explain to people how you got the money, it's not success, because you'll be hiding. So for me, success is beyond having a lot of money. Success can be, but if you are talking about life success now, it means accomplishing all the goals you have set for yourself. Somebody may be saying he's successful because he has a lot of money, but there are some persons who don't even like to have the kind of money you have, because there are some Nigerians that actually pursue the kind of money they don't need in life. Somebody will look at it and say, no, I don't need that. So if you say because you have money you are successful, somebody say, no, I don't need that money. In that case, it's not. You can't say the man is not successful because he doesn't have the kind of money you have.
It's okay. Thank you so much. I tried understanding from the angle you're bringing it from. The question is, when people look at you, they say, okay, this person is successful because they're using money, monetary terms or monetary value to assess your success. For them, that is what it means to be accomplished, the success. And, we talked about, you can look at a politician and say, this person is successful. He lives in a very big house. He drives cars, he has security details, and to them that is what success is all about. But you just try to make us understand that success is accomplishing in a task. It goes beyond monetary values. But if I should go back, we talked about accomplishing tasks. Can you look at, if you look at a medical doctor and say he's successful, you look at a banker that spent so many years and risen to a very high level, you say he's successful. You look at a policeman that has got into a level and you say he's successful. You think, if we want to generalize this using them as a criteria for success, what would you say? Can we define success in a different term?
Yeah, that is if you want to bring a professionalism into it now, you can say somebody is successful in his area of profession.
Yes.
You can also, somebody is successful in family building, in marriage. You can say somebody is successful as far as a health condition is concerned, and so many other areas.
So we can't we just look at somebody and say this person has a nice car, has a big house? We don't use that as
no, you can't use that.
But that is a challenge with the youth. They think that is what success is all about.
Yes, which is wrong. It's a wrong mindset, because Brian Tracy said, if you want to be successful, you have to do what successful people have done. And if you don't, you won't succeed. So what have successful people done in their career? What have they done in terms of making money? What have they done in terms of developing their society? What have they done in terms of bringing hope to the hopeless? You have to put all these things together to say you are successful. But if you are just one day you just wake up and somehow you hit 10 million and you say, no, it's not. It's not.
Thank you so much. You took us to Brian Tracy saying if you want to be successful, you need to do what successful people have done. Meaning there's something you need to do for success,
to succeed.
Which comes to the topic we're looking at, the price of success. So people don't just succeed. There must be a process. There must be something. Can you just tell us about those price we need to pay to be successful?
Yes. First of all, it's not just a one-way traffic. It's not as if Mr. A succeeded, quote and unquote, now you must do exactly what he did. There are principles. For instance, you may succeed by actually going to school to learn some of all those things that will help you intellectually to get to where you are going to. There are some persons also who may not necessarily be to school, but all the same, they're able to study the environment so much that they can discover some opportunities that are available to them. And when they so discover, they can become successful. And when you become successful in one area, for example, now, maybe let's talk about someone like Thomas Edison, when he discovered the electricity bulb and became so rich. Now, being rich is not enough. Now you have to begin to now discover which areas can you redistribute wealth now that is available to mankind, to other persons. In that case, the man discovered a man called Edwin Bain. Now, Edwin Bain also became very rich. So when you now look at a rich man, and there's nobody that can trace his own origin or his own history of success to you, you are not successful. So when you are successful in an area, you find a way of redistributing opportunities along that line. And I think people like Tony Elumelu is also doing something like that in Nigeria.
Okay, that's through Tony Elumelu's foundation.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You just made us understand that for somebody to be successful, there must be that trace. You must have empowered some people, and it has to be through legal means, not just the spontaneous acquisition of wealth. You understand? Thank you so much for sharing that with us. You talked about Tony Elumelu. We're looking at price of success. Let me just go back. We're talking about somebody like this AY. AY shared that there was a time he has put in quite some years in the industry, in the entertainment industry. He was saying there was a time 30,000 was so much. You understand? He couldn't even get 30,000. He had to. It affected his relationship with one other commander, which is Basket Mouth. So you can see he went through a process. There was a time he wasn't eating. There was time, but you see, the youth of these days, or persons of these days, we don't want to go through that process. We just want to get to the extreme. Want to be successful without going through the process. I talked about the medical doctor that went through years of training to get to where he is. You understand? So what do you think? What do you think is the reason why people don't want to go through that price? They don't want to pay the price of success.
Okay. The biggest reason is wrong value system. Wrong value system in the sense that if you now suddenly become a super multi-millionaire in your community, you are lucky to be given a chieftaincy title. Nobody cares to know how you got to that level where you now be called a millionaire or something. Wrong value system. Now, if we are in a society where if you have money, very proud to actually, in fact, you should be a mentor to other person to have money. In that case, there will be people who, the parents will be saying, go meet a Noble, go and learn trade from a Noble's shop or something, so you can be successful. Now, if you're a standalone millionaire, it's not, it doesn't amount to anything. But because of our value system, anybody that has the money is regarded to as a very rich man and therefore an influential person. I give you an example. There was a community I happened to come across a long time ago. They had an organization, they call it Personalities of the Community. Now, among the personalities of the community, they had a police corporal, they had some business people, traders, but they didn't have teachers who are principals in schools. So when they invited me to that organization, I said, why? We are inviting a police corporal because he has a Mercedes-Benz, this flatboot at that time, because he has one. He says it's a personality of the community. I said, no. The village teacher who is a principal or headmaster is a personality. You are not talking about just making money. You are talking of a person who is able to build other persons to become what they may become in future.
Thank you so much. I'd like that your explanation, looking at people that add value to the society. I think that's people will regard as people with personality. Now we'll go back to what you said about the value system. You see, the value system has been so eroded. What do you think affected our value system? Because I remember growing up, they will tell you, do not go to this person's place or no go. You understand? This person's got his money illegally, and that person cannot associate with the community, the society. But now we don't care to know where the money comes from. You even see parents telling their children, go and get money. You understand? Or the ladies, go and get married, or go and follow this person. You understand? You see, the society now changed our value system. I think that is what is affecting that price, people paying price for success. They just want to be successful. What do you think we need to do? The society, the family, and the individual, or the government, what do you think we need to do to address this trend?
Yes, first of all, what led to this trend is a proliferation of wrong ideas. They say, if you don't have money now, and maybe you are given to speaking, you know, and you talk well, they say, does it amount to anything? How much does it come? How much does it amount to? You know, because you are talking as a professor or something. So over time, a lot of persons began to now buy into that idea that no matter how educated you may be, if you don't have money, you don't have anything. So don't come to this. And then before you knew it, people were no longer being invited to their community meetings because they don't have enough money to give. Now, how do we reverse this trend now? To reverse this trend, you have to go back to what we were doing at that time when it was not like this. For example, in many communities at that time, teachers were highly valued. You know, if you needed to see people to help the community prosecute, maybe if you like intellectual wars, you invite teachers. If you needed people to help the community to raise money, you invited traders and all that. But today now, we are inviting wrong persons, people who don't have visible means of livelihood. Because he rides a limousine, you invite him to come and you know, help the community. But if we reverse it to the original level of doing things, I think we'll move forward.
Whose responsibility is it to reverse it?
Yes, it's my responsibility, it's your responsibility, and the responsibility of the government and the responsibility of the community. For example, somebody told me that in 1999, when political parties were being formed, that somebody invited him, that they needed like, I think 5 million naira at that time. And if he brought the 5 million at that time, he would have become the governorship candidate of a particular state. But he didn't say, he said he felt it was unnecessary because he was doing well in business. Now, he now discovered that the man who gave them, I think about 3 million, became the governor of that state eventually. So now the question is, that man that brought the 3 million, what was his business at that time? It's a question because even up until now, nobody knows the business the man was doing at that time. And the man is still in politics. So in fact, he's a big politician today because he gave 3 million naira. And so for us to reverse the trend, we must go beyond somebody donating money for a cause and look towards bringing that money with a kind of explanations. No, you may not have to be the one that will explain it to let people know the source of that money that is coming.
It's okay. Thank you so much. From what you said, I think it's a huge task trying to get the source of the money because a lot is involved. Somebody travels out of the country, goes to a particular country and comes back, and suddenly he's being given a position in the church or in the society, he's being given a chieftaincy title. Most times we might not be able to trace those sources of funds. But like you said, it's an orientation thing. Then the government needs to get involved. Each and every one of us need to get. We need to question wealth. We need to question source of wealth, and also we need to pass the message across that success is not just all about financial power. It goes beyond that. You will have successful teachers, just like you said. We have people are successful in their various fields. So I think we need to go beyond that and pass the message across to the society, various individuals, and the government. So what's your final word for our audience, our listening audience? What's your final word? What do you need to tell them about the price for success of Sussex?
Yes, beyond all that we have just said so far, the people that are successful in the society should also be ready, prepared very well to also share their testimonies. You know, when you organize seminars and you invite, you know, successful people, quote and unquote, now you should be able to come and give your story. Like you mentioned AY, you know, he gave a story, and when you hear the story, you are inspired. So when you are successful, if I want to hear the success story of people like Jim Ovia and other persons, you know, how they came up with their whatever they have acquired today, and if you hear it, you are likely to be inspired. So successful people must be ready to come up once in a while. It doesn't matter, even if you don't want to come up to speak, you can write a book, you know, telling us how you got to where you are. And the young people who read such books will be so inspired.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, you talked about Jim Ovia. Jim Ovia wrote a book. Now you've not read the book.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Oh, you have any other thing to add to what you just said?
No. This that's maybe another day we'll pick it up. It's a very last topic we're talking about.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Steve. We've listened to Mr. Augustine Omilo talk to us on the price of success. We should get that at the back of our mind. Success is not just monetary influence or monetary power. It goes beyond that. Success, like you said, is achieving a task or achieving a goal. What have you set out to achieve in life? And what do you think you'll be remembered for? And also, you had his advice to successful persons. You believe you're successful and your story can motivate people, can instigate people to do things. So you should go ahead and share your story. You understand? The beauty of it is, if your source of income is not genuine, you cannot share your story. So you need to share your story to help people disabuse their mind. The young generation that we have today are so much in quest of wealth. They don't care how it goes. Because of the value system. But when we go and teach them the right thing, you see, we're going to help change the society and save our future generation. From us at Noble TV, my name is Noble Arinze. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.